We'll keep reading. Um, this is Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 15. Now I said, beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth, by the living creatures with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were so full of eyes. And their rings were full of eyes round about them. 4. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, then the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. When those went, these went, and when those stood, these stood. And when those who were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels, and the lightness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creatures was as the color of the terrible crystal, stretched forth over their heads above. Yeah, come on. Yeah, man. You know, that's pretty much the main point. You know, so you know what I'm saying, you know, these chariots and the angels in the chariots, you know, are dreadful among the heathen, man. You know, and let alone the name of Yahweh Shemi Yahshai. You know what I'm saying? Because these angels are see, if you see an angel, man, you know, they pretty much sent for one thing, man. You know what I'm saying, to destroy, man. And these be the, you know what I'm saying, the hitman of the Lord, man. One angel has the power to literally destroy the whole planet, man. That's just one angel, man. You know, they show you, you know what I'm saying, the Dragon Ball Z Super, you know, the gods of destruction, like Beerus and, you know, Wiz and all that, you know. And you know, Beerus is a, you know, he's a god of destruction. He can destroy a whole planet just by the snap of his finger. You know, he tapped the dust one time and the whole planet split in half. You know, all because he didn't like the flavor of a food tasted that was offered to him by a chef on the planet. He just tapped he just tapped the table, and the whole planet split in half. You know, and his servant, the angel, Wiz, is more powerful than him. You know, and they called them angels, man. You know what I'm saying? See, you books know the, you know, see these people know, man. These people know the truth, man. They know who you are, man. They know who you are, Jake. They know your future, man. You know, they understand that this is Babylon the Great. They understand that this is the you know that wicked, you know, time. You know, that, you know what I'm saying, that fourth beast. You know what I'm saying, to be empowered. They understand that they are those, you know, individuals, man. They know they are those individuals. You know, and do they fear the Lord? No. You know what I'm saying? And let me get a quick reset. Slucking. So then, this is Malachi chapter 1. Verse 14. Cursed be the deceiver which hath in his flock a male and voweth and sacrifices unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord Yahweh Shai of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. I'm saying the name of Yahweh Shai is very dreadful among the heathen, man. I'm saying, going back to the point, I'm saying how these devils, they know the time they're in, man. They know who they are. They know, who. I'm saying they know who we are, man. They know who they what they're going up against. You know what I'm saying? And they fear the power. They fear the Lord, man. They fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. And us coming out here in the highways and byways, brings them even more terrible fear, man. You gotta understand it. So the wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, and they are repenting again, man. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, man. That righteous man standing in great boldness against the face of such as have afflicted him, man. You know? Against the face of such as have afflicted him. Who's those that's afflicted him, man? These devils, man. The righteous man standing in great bonus in these last days in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. It's the only right way, man. You know? Jake standing in the name of Black Panther back then was not the right way. Jake doing it some, however other way. You know, all these different revolutions, man. You know, the Haitian Revolution, which was successful, but look at the effects of it today, man. You know, the poorest fucking country in the Western Hemisphere of the planet, to this day, is still suffering, man. By those, you know what I'm saying, by the hands of those, which afflicted us, man. To this day, man, still suffering. To this day. You know what I'm saying? I'm still suffering, man. To this day. You know, to this day. You know what I'm saying? But the elect are out here in these highways and byways, standing firmly, man. Standing boldly. You know, against the face of such as have afflicted them, man. You know, in the face of these devils, man. You know, out in the public, you know what I'm saying, proclaiming our heritage, you know, in history, prophecy, breaking down prophecy, breaking down the most controversial book on the planet, man. Proving things to you, man. You know, and you know, undisputed. You got naysayers and gaysayers, but they're being proven wrong. They can't win. You know, it always, you know, fucking just ends up leading to a fucking straw man argument, man. You know, run around the question, you know, fucking run around the answer, run around the facts. You can't deal with facts. You can't deal with the answer. You know, never a straightforward answer when it comes coming up against this truth, man. But the truth stands alone, with facts and truth, man, because it's the truth. You try to downplay it, but at the end of the day, the truth is gonna be the truth, man. You can't lie against it. You can't do nothing against it, man. It is what it is. You gotta face it. You gotta face it, man. Saying? These devils see these things, man, and they trouble with terrible fear. With terrible fear, man. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. They shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So far beyond all that they look for, man. So far beyond all that they look for. You know? Because chariots is what's going to deliver the elect, man. You know, people are not going to expect the average so-called Negro, Latino, Native American that they was downplaying. Not just any, Negro, Latino, Native American. You know, those are the chosen of the Most High, man. To even acknowledge His Son Yahweh Shai. You know, they're the chosen of the Lord, man. From the beginning of the whole creation of the planet, man. The foundations of the earth, man. Were they chosen, man? You know, people don't understand that. Slow. You know? The world don't understand that, man. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for. And brothers out here in the highways and byways worldwide, the elites are terrified, man. They can't sleep at night. They're losing sleep. You know, they're in hyperdrive, right? They gotta speed things up. They're dying off, right? They gotta speed up their enterprise, man, to accomplish their plan. The NWO, man. They gotta, you know what I'm saying, speed it up before, you know, Revelation 12 and 12. I'm saying this devil knows he had but a short time. All to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. I'm saying for the devil has come down to you because he knows that he had but a short time. Murphy paraphrasing, man. This devil knows he got but a short time, man. You know, his time was running out, man. So he gotta, you know, swallow up as much as, you know, the earth as he can, and he's gonna do it, man. He's gonna get majority of the whole world. Well, like 99% of the whole world. They're gonna submit to Esau, man. 99% of the whole world is gonna submit to Esau, man. But the elect are not of this world, man. The Lord reserved 7,000 men. See, the Lord don't need the whole fucking planet, man. The Lord just need a little bit amount, man. The Lord reserved 7,000 men that's not gonna bend the knee to Baal, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's all he needs. Like, that's all he gonna need, man. He don't need a whole, you know what I'm saying, bunch. You know? The Lord has always done with the you know, with the outnumbered, man. You know? The Lord has always been on the side of the outnumbered. You know, David, you know, Gideon. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's pretty much the movie 300 was based upon. You know? You know what I'm saying? The Lord has always been on the side of you know, those individuals, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord always protected them and guided them, man. Those that truly believed upon him and looked up to him for, you know, for the solution, for the way out, man. The spirit and the truth. The Lord always came through for them, man. The Lord made, you know, ordained that to happen for them to look up to him. To, you know what I'm saying, so that he do come through for them, man. See, not everybody can even, you know, acknowledge the Lord, man, except for the elect. That's why people gonna be amazed, man. Like, what? Is that, you know, Jose getting beamed up? Now is he numbered amongst the sons of God, man? You know? He used to cut my lawn. You know what I'm saying? You know, is that shit? I don't know, John? Jamal? You know? I used to thought that he was an average nigga. You know? He used to work my yards and stuff, you know? He used to, you know, he used to work on my car. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, that's a man of the Lord. Being beamed up, man. You getting instantly transferred, you know, instantly, you know, transformed, man, into the body, you know, the likeness of Yahweh Shah. Shining, man. You know, a new form, an immortal form. You know what I'm saying?